Then last but not the least, that is a very important part of lecture, that is question session. Okay, I asked question from chapter 1. Now this is time to check, to assess your ability, that how long you have been stayed on these videos and what you have learned so far. So let's start with question answer. The first one is, we shall go with multiple choice questions. Okay, these questions are to check your ability and even to check your own knowledge. If you will go through these questions, you can easily understand that at which mark your knowledge is here. Okay, so first of all, before going to question session, I want to ask you to answer all these questions in the comments section. Okay, and I will definitely respond you with the correct answer. If your answer will be correct, it will be a shout out for you, it will be a congratulations for you and an appreciation for you. Okay, but if the question will be wrong, I shall definitely make a correction with giving you logic and referring to the lecture or the slide. Okay, so first MCQ is, which part of the cell is described as a thick liquid where most chemical reactions take place? The options are vacuole, cell wall, nucleus, or the cytoplasm. You will answer your question as 1 dash the answer. Okay, that for example 1 dash D. Okay, 1 dash C, 1 dash B. Okay, 1 dash, then the answer. I think you this is easily understood for you. The next question is, what is the primary function of the cell membrane? To provide rigid structural support, to control which substances enter and leave the cell, to store organic information in chromosomes, or to trap light energy for photosynthesis. The third question is, which statement about the plant cell wall is correct? It is living and partially permeable. It is made of protein and is very thin. It is non-living and freely permeable. Or option D, it is found inside the cell membrane. Question number 4. Which organelle is responsible for aerobic respiration? The options are ribosome, chloroplast, mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Question number 5. Why do ciliated cells in the trachea have tiny cytoplasmic hairs? The options are number 1, to absorb oxygen into the blood. Option B, to move mucus away from the lungs. Option C, to sense changes in air pressure. And option D, to increase the surface area for gas exchange. Question number 6. Which specialized cell is adapted for conducting electrical impulses? The options are red blood cell, nerve cell, muscle cell, sperm cell. Question number 7. What is the correct definition of a tissue? A group of different organs working together. A structure made of different cell types. Option C is a group of similar cells working together for a shared function. And option D, basic unit of all living organisms. Now question number 8. If a microscope has a 10x eyepiece and a 40x objective lens, what is the total magnification? This is not difficult for you. Okay, you can easily answer that question. Question number 9. A student calculates the size of a cell. Which unit is most appropriate for the actual size of a microscopic cell? Meters, centimeters, millimeters, or micrometers? Question number 10. Which structure is found in a palisade mesophyll cell but not in a liver cell? Cell membrane, nucleus, cellulose, cell wall, or cytoplasm? Question number 11. What does a nucleus control within the cell? The movement of water by osmosis, the type and quantity of enzymes produced, the physical strength of the cell wall, and option D is the storage of mineral salts. Last question, number 12. What is the function of the large central vacuole in plant cells? The options are, it builds up proteins from amino acids, it pushes the cytoplasm against the wall to keep the cell firm, it controls the division of cell, or it performs aerobic respiration to release energy. So give your answers in the comment section. Okay, I'm waiting for you. And the next practicing question is, Match the specialized cell to its function and adaptation. Okay, instruction is clearly you should understand about it, that match the specialized cell. Okay, match the specialized cell in column A, okay, with its correct biological function in column B and its specific structural adaptation in column C. For example, if you are giving answer of option 1, okay, and then you will answer that as 1 dash E dash 3, okay, 1 dash E dash 3. I'm not saying this is the correct answer, okay, this is not the correct answer, okay, you will give me the correct answer, okay, I'm just giving you the format of your answer, okay, 1 dash E dash 3. And last but not least, okay, a few conceptual or logical questions, and you will this is for your practice, okay. You can send me, if you like, you can send me these answers in comment section, or you can also answer that in send me in emails, but preferably if you answer in comment section, then anyone can get benefit from your knowledge, okay. So first question is, a student looks at a mystery plant cell under a microscope and notices it has a cell wall and a large vacuole but zero chloroplast. So question A is, identify the part of the plant where this cell could have been taken from, and B is, explain why these specific parts do not require chloroplast. The next one is about organ. Okay. Question is, a leaf is often mistaken for a simple tissue. Using your knowledge of levels of organization, argue why a leaf must be classified as an organ rather than a tissue. Mention at least 3 different tissues found within a leaf. Question number 4, which is according to scale mistake, okay. A student calculates the magnification of a cell to be 0.05x. Explain why this answer is almost certainly incorrect in the context of a biological drawing. And the second question is of this part, what is the most likely mathematical error the student made during their calculation? Then the question from the permeability comparison, the question is, compare the cell wall and the cell membrane. In your answer, use the terms freely permeable, partially permeable, and explain how these properties relate to the function of a root hair cell. So my dear students, here we conclude our chapter 2, okay, with this quote, that cell is the smallest unit of life, but it performs the greatest work. Just as every organelle has a purpose, every hour you spend learning builds the foundation of the person you are becoming. So do not just study to pass, okay, study to understand how the word breathes, grows, and function. So I'm really very much grateful to you for all your attention, and I'm very hopeful that you have learned many new things and you have covered this chapter quite enormously. Okay, so I'm waiting for your uh, answers in the comment section, and I shall give you the correct answer 24 hours after the posting of this video. Okay, so let's see that how you respond to all these questions and what you have learned so far in this chapter. So see you in next video with a new chapter, with a new lecture, with new knowledge. Till then, goodbye.